Some of the short just about
what was you want to store? Yeah. Yes. Nancy was talking too much about the Huskers. The other side. Karen? Last week, the Huskers had no opposition. They had a bye week. It was one of the few weeks they were guaranteed not to lose.
Oh, just forget it.
I'm gonna let it go away like that.
Oh, come on, you guys would be giving me such a hard time for the game going the other way yesterday.
Yesterday was another moral victory.
Moral victories aren't real.
Yes, they are. Except you take what you can get.
Let's look now. 24 years of my life.
Yeah, let's put it this way. The last time the Huskers beat Wisconsin in Madison, Barry Alvarez was playing. That was a while. You do. You're reacting pretty strongly to someone who doesn't care. Let's get to something important, shall we? There's plenty of time after church for me to give you a hard time. Karen, that word of the day toilet paper is working out really well. Great purchase. Okay, Genesis 31. Who wants to start reading?
Jacob heard that Laban's sons were saying, Jacob has taken everything from our father. He has acquired all his wealth from things that belong to our father. When the look on Laban's face, Jacob realized that his attitude toward him was not right. The Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your relatives.
Rachel lived Anthony. He still had each share of the house. He freed us like corners. Which we sold us. What's the difference that God is giving for all of us and how do you live not before? Now,
And Jacob got ready to place his son in his lifeline.
how would Laban have gone off to share
Laban said to Jacob, "What have you done? Why have you deceived me and carried away my daughters like prisoners of war? Why did you flee secretly and steal from me? Why didn't you tell me so that I could have sent you away with a celebration and with songs, with drums and with lyres? Why didn't you allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters? By doing this, you have acted foolishly. I have it in my power to hurt you. But the God of your father spoke to me last night and said, be careful that you do not say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. But even if he were so eager to leave, because of your strong desire to return to your father's house, why have you stolen my God?"
Jacob answered Laban, I was afraid, because I thought that you might take my daughters away from my first. But anyone with whom you find your God shall not live. In the presence of our relatives, if you find anything I have that belongs to me. Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen.
So Laban went to Jacob's tent into Leah's tent, and into the tent of the two female servants, but he did not find the gods. After he had left Leah's tent, he entered Rachel's tent. Rachel had taken the household gods and put them into her camel saddle, and she was sitting on them. Laban felt all around the tent, but he did not find them. Rachel said to her father, do not be angry, my lord, because I cannot stand up in your presence. I'm having my period. He searched, but he did not find the gods.
Jacob became angry and argued with Laban. Jacob responded to Laban, what is my crime? What is my sin that sets you off in hot pursuit after me? Now that you have rummaged through all my belongings, what have you found there that can become your house? Set it out here in front of my relatives and your relatives, so that they can settle the case. These 20 years that I have been with you, your years and your female goats have not miscarried their young, and I have not eaten rams when your fathers. I did not bring to you those that were torn up by wild animals. I bore the loss myself. You made me pay for all of them, whether they were stolen by day or night. And I was the one out there, consumed by the scorching heat of the day and by the frost at night, and sleep fled from my eyes. These 20 years I put up with this in your house. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters and 6 years for a share of your flock. And you have changed my wages 10 times. Unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the God of your God Isaac had been with me, you certainly would have now sent me away empty-handed. But God saw the oppression I suffered and the labor of my hands, and he made it to last night.
The Jacob stone said it. As it was, Jacob said to his son, "Gather stones, said, stones that are in the east." They didn't call it. They called it. They said, he also said, "May the Lord." father Isaac. Jacob offered a sacrifice there until Jacob was invited. Eat bread with you. Eat bread and stay all night in the hill country. Early in the morning, Laban got up, kissed his sons with his daughters, and blessed them. Laban departed and returned.
All right. Long chapter, huh? What happened? Anything jump out to you before we dive in? Seemed completely normal. Everything in here was just as it should be.
I think Jacob really went out of his way to try to get along with his father-in-law, even though father-in-law had been conniving, whatever, kind of reminded me of Mr. Haney on Green Acres.
But Green Acres is the place to be.
Yeah.
Jacob was a little bit.
Well,
Well, that's the thing. I kind of think Laban and Jacob deserve it. Just because God was with him. Just because God was with Jacob didn't mean Jacob was a good person. Jacob was kind of a jerk. Well, a little, we talked about that last week. A little bit, but even with the unspot, the normal sheets and goats. Sheets? I get paid to talk. Anyway, what caused them to be streaked and spotted, according to the account, was some sticks. Yeah, with stuff carved in them. Which I'm not an expert on sheep breeding. I'm not. But I don't think sticks in front of an animal in any way determines their. So, yes? Good. Good.
And something about that in those. And then they say that it's not genetically centered with that would happen.
Yeah, I figured there was no.
Animals are.
Except the account has nothing about eating. But the sticks in front of them, there's nothing in there about them being eaten. In fact, the sticks don't. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm literally the only knowledge I have to work on is what's in front of us.
It could be some kind of base. It's the get.
Yeah. So we don't think that God directed Jacob to
There is nothing in the account that told Jacob. So the only thing I claim is knowledge of what the word is for us. Everything else I will yield to greater minds than myself. He stripped the bark off. Which is what tells me that there was at least something miraculous on here. Because a slight absence of bark, to my knowledge, does not affect coloring of any.
No, I couldn't.
That is right. And my suspicion is it was more miraculous than it was some sort of natural occurrence, similar to Moses throwing a stick into the waters of Mara and the waters becoming sweet. I'm familiar with the stick that naturally makes the water sweet. Way. No, Jacob had agency here. And in general, Jacob was yeah, I mean, he did run away in the cover of the night. Much like I did with Jacob. That's how we got to China. For most things, you know, she was gone, so we landed in Laban. Kidding. Gosh. Rachel's face. What? Really?
And I have to scold.
Yeah, I will think a lot of things like that.
Well, what did it exactly mean though, when Laban was looking for gods? And whatever.
Let me tell you everything I know. Teraphim were household idols that may have been associated with inheritance rights to the family property. I have told you everything I know about this. It's the footnote on the back.
I don't know the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean nobody read that footnote to you? I just did.
Okay, okay, but only after I but, so they were statuaries that were gold made of something very
They were
worth money or something?
Teraphim were household gods, perhaps related to inheritance rights. Literally everything I know. It seems likely that they are some sort of statues of some sort. What sort of worship these gods receive? It's interesting that they're called gods and not idols. Yeah. So I don't know if these were more talismanic or if they were actual idols receiving some form of worship. I don't know if Rachel took them out of some misguided faith in them, or if Rachel took them just to shove a stick in her father's eye. Her motivation for it isn't brought up. And also, these idols, as far as I remember, don't come up again. So,
Obviously, they weren't for the right.
that much is clear. What else is clear is this wasn't a situation similar to the battle at Ai, where, I'm blanking on his name, that one Israelite stole Achan, thank you. Achan took some stuff from Jericho and did it instead, so God didn't allow the Israelites to win it until Achan's scribe was discovered, he was executed, then the Israelites routed him.
Just to make point in sense, we're talking about the idols taken. What are they called? The stones.
memorial stones?
Is that the same?
No. No, this is just a pile of stones. The pile of stones was a literal pile of stones.
That's a lot in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it happened.
I just feel how correlated with the other.
They're not particularly related, other than they were set up so that they could bear witness of a contract, of a agreement, a covenant.
The heritage, right? Some type of ceremony.
Um,
Not that I want to put here, right?
no, you're not splitting hairs, you're just speaking directly into my ignorance. I have no idea what the rights were associated with these household accounts. I don't know if they were a token of inheritance that Laban would then pass on to his eldest son, so that that young man, by virtue of having these things, also has an obvious claim to the inheritance of his father. If I were inclined to charitability on these household gods, I would view them more as a contract, evidence of right. How can you claim I have the right to your father's inheritance? Well, because I also have these. These prove that this is mine. That's the most charitable interpretation I can get. Having them called household gods is interesting. Also, the Hebrew word mentioned, therapy. I think it might be one of them, right? Unaware of it coming up in any other place in scripture. I mean, I can go check right now if you want. Yes. Maybe. Well, the rocks were a peace treaty. The household gods were.
And
Good luck, Charles.
Could be. I don't know what these things were. I don't.
It kind of seems like Rachel is setting up a problem.
Rachel has a tendency to set up problems.
She didn't have.
Her and Jacob deserve each other as well.
I'm thinking that she is something related to her brothers, her mother and her brothers.
Let's just put it this way, people named Rachel are problems. Why are you nodding so vigorously, Mike?
I don't
Okay.
People named Rachel. Like the people named Rachel are right now.
The Bible disagrees with you. Don't worry, Delcy, I'll get around to you. I pick on everybody else when you're cut. No, I'm good. Why did Jacob decide to, we're on question 5. Why did Jacob decide to leave a second time?
God,
So how did Jacob deceive Laban? Yeah, cover that. Now, bear in mind, these people were, this wasn't one of those things where you go out and then come back home at night. You'd be out in the field for days at a time, with passion. Keep our grazers, and you move them all over the place. So it wasn't unusual for Jacob to be gone for several days at a time. Laban would think nothing of it. Laban was only tipped off when someone came and said, you know, Jacob? Yeah, he gone. So, why did Laban say he was pursuing Jacob? Why was Laban actually pursuing Jacob? In part, yeah, he wanted his stuff back. So how did Rachel trick her father? I'm on the video. Yep. So why did they make a covenant? Why did Jacob and Laban make a covenant? God told Laban to cool his jets. Why did Jacob make the covenant? And above everything else, he just wanted to be rid of his father-in-law. Because Jacob may have been a jerk. Well, Laban was at least as big a jerk. Perhaps bigger. Arguably much bigger. He tricked Jacob into marrying a woman he didn't want. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said earlier, they deserve each other. Anything further on this? I know family relationships aren't always the easiest. When was the last time you chased a family member through the hill country to try to jump? Yes, Carol, maybe when you were younger, you had to chase down a sibling in this. That's not what I mean. When was the last time you had to chase down a family member?
To say that you never, the saying is you never know the nature of a person or until you find them here.
Well, the nice thing about that is I will have no inheritance to give, so.
God gives all our sins and our personality disorders and our shortcomings for His good. That's a comfort because we sure screwed things up.
Well, believe me.
I
Or should you? Honestly, one of these days, Caitlin's gonna straight up love you. To make sure you're here every week. You're oddly silent. Yeah. The Lord's brought her up.
Are you familiar with the Bible study? Once upon a time, well, that's what my Christian day school teacher used, and then I think Missouri said it, and then later on they said it wasn't the best. And I,
It's popular commentary, they
Yeah.
wrote about that big 4 volumes.
yeah,
Never.
well, I was just wondering because when I was a kid, maybe I'm wrong, but we were almost taught that some of these guys, like Jacob was the good guy, and Laban was the bad guy. That's how I learned it. Basically, I don't know if it's intentional.
It's easy to think that way, but I think the context of scripture shows it to be a bit more complicated, a bit more interesting.
Well, I just wondered if that's been leaned that way. I don't know.
Honestly, I have a copy of myself. I haven't gotten around to reading much of it.
Just curious. Yeah.
Which doesn't inherently make him a good guy. This makes him a blessed guy. There are many blessed people who aren't good people. There's this Paul guy that comes to mind who would read vigorously. No, it's a fair question, but I think inherently, Jacob's kind of a bad dude. I don't think there's much debating on this there.
He doesn't treat his sons equally when he famous Joseph.
Yeah, good.
Makes more mistakes.
Yeah, Jacob is not always as he ought to be. Only any of these people we find in the Bible, if any standard that you wouldn't hold yourself to is wrong. And assuming they're better than you are, it's also wrong. It is unfair to be harder on them than you would be on yourself. It is equally unfair to view them as some sort of deified saint. Because they ain't.
Well, I think that's my teacher. Maybe I've seen that.
Well, when you're a kid, you think in black and white.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, you see a lot more gray than you see anything else. And the Bible's pretty good at painting things in shades of gray.
True God, they think that he's a good guy, or they a false God.
You believe in the true God?
Huh?
You believe in the true God? Are you a true God?
No, but I'm not. He was talking about my.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's right, the tree land.
There's a difference between being on the right side and being a good guy. There are plenty of people who are on the right side who are what you call model citizens. And there are plenty of people who are on the wrong side whose hearts are absolutely in the right place. I brought up Gandhi a little while ago. Inarguably, good dude. Also, wrong side, didn't end well. Anything further on this?
So if Laban believed in false gods, and God sent Jacob with Laban to,
Here's the
and
thing,
he got these 2 wives, were they?
can we say Laban believed in false gods? Is there any indication in Scripture that says Laban was anything other than a believer?
You say that God and your father.
Oh, that's just a formula that Scripture uses. Jacob uses it. Even God himself uses it with Moses. the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
Verse 22, may the God of Abraham, may the God of Nahor. And, I mean, it's two different, gods.
No, because if that was the case, God speaking in Exodus 3, I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, and the God of Jacob, and the God of I switch words around, but I think you see my point.
You know, the next chapter is, you're by a fire, right?
All the same guy. Notice all the G's are capitalized.
From all the reading, I would say that Lord wasn't a true believer.
Yes, he was. How did I say that? Well, if we're talking about Laban, Nahor, I firmly believe, was a true believer. He raised Abraham to follow.
Sort of. Abraham leaves his father's house.
Abraham left his father's house because God told him.
Yes, but you know, Nahor also had false gods. He worshipped the right.
It's not the reason Abraham. That's possible, however.
One of the reasons God wanted maybe
I'll have to go back and look at it. I know there were false gods in the land. God say leave that land. Right now.
Yeah.
Genesis 12, verse 38. There's nothing about false God in there. Okay, yeah, if you find something that contradicts what I've been saying, please let me know. I'll be happy to admit I'm wrong. Hey, we all mistake.
Verse 31 of 11 says, Aaron took Abraham and Lot and went, he went with them there. Or to his father was with him. He died in Haran. So Abraham didn't leave his father was with him.
Well, they went to Haran.
Yeah.
Canaan. God told them to go to Canaan.
Right, but Terah took his son Abraham, grandson Lot, and him. He went with him.
He went with them as far as Canaan.
Correct, which is where Laban was.
They were in Haran, which is east-westward. Can you picture in your mind Israel, Iraq, that whole area?
Yeah, Ur is down here.
Yeah, Ur's over here, and this is Israel. They sort of went like this.
Right.
Up here is where Terah died.
Yeah.
Over here is Arab, and then came down like that. I suppose that was backwards from your perspective, wasn't it? Sorry. Yeah.
It's- it's-
Okay,
Not there.
class has